Thinking about straightening your teeth but can't decide between braces or Invisalign? I'm going to break down cost, comfort, appearance, and results so you know just which one is right for you. What's going on, everybody? My name is Dr. Eli, a first-year orthodontic resident, and I'm here today to talk to you all about the difference between braces and Invisalign and which one is right for you. Now, I've firsthand seen the pros and cons of the two different treatments, and I feel like I'm now qualified enough to talk to you all about which one is best for you. Every day when I'm screening patients or capturing their initial records for their orthodontic treatment, I ask them, so which one are you more interested in? Traditional braces or clear aligners? I like to ask patients up front because some patients, especially the older ones, are heavily against traditional brackets. Sometimes they have jobs that require them to speak to people, like lawyers or real estate agents. So they're much more inclined to have something that won't be visible to the public. But constantly I get the question, which one works better? Which one works faster? So let's get into all that in this video today. So if you yourself have been thinking about orthodontic treatment or are simply just wondering whether braces or traditional aligners are better, you came to the right video. Stay right here because we're definitely gonna dive right into it. Since I have you here now, make sure you subscribe to the channel and like the video so that this video can reach all the people that need to see it. Thank you so much and I appreciate it. Now let's get into the video. So first, we're gonna talk about cost. Orthodontics is not cheap and everyone wants to know up front, how much is this gonna cost me? Now in most private practice settings, you're gonna find that clear aligners cost more than traditional braces. Now, depending on which brand of clear aligners it is, this may vary. But for majority of this video, I'm gonna stick to talking about Invisalign because that's one of the most popular clear aligner companies, and that's the one that a lot of patients know brand name off the bat. So generally, clear aligners are more expensive because you have a higher lab fee. When it comes to doing traditional braces, you're usually paying for the brackets, the wires, etc. But when it comes to doing clear aligners, you're paying for those trays, you're paying for your AI service on the computer that's doing your clean checks and doing the simulations, and technically this comes at a higher cost. Now because this costs more for the clinician to use, in return they charge more to the patient to offer this kind of treatment. Just like any other business, when your local grocery store buys peanuts in bulk from the local farmer or whoever sells peanuts, they might get it at $30 a pound, but then they have to sell it at $55 a pound in order to make a profit, pay all their workers, etc. Same situation. So if you're trying to consider it from just a financial aspect, brackets in general will cost you less than clear aligners, okay? Now let's move on. Appearance. Now, of course, the main difference between traditional brackets and clear aligners is the visibility. It's a lot harder to see when someone is having clear aligner therapy. Although I like to tell patients, Invisalign is not invisible. It is very hard to see, especially if you don't have a trained eye to tell when someone has clear aligners in their mouth. Now, a lot of people don't know when you have clear aligners, you still have these tooth-colored attachments that are attached to your teeth to help them move. Sort of like how when you have braces, you have those silver or metal brackets, or sometimes people get the clear ones. But since they're tooth colored, they're much less visible and they're covered by your trays, so it becomes even less visible, but people really don't notice unless they have the trained eye. As a result, this impacts your lifestyle. A lot of people want the Invisalign or the clear aligners because it will not show up in pictures. And again, like I mentioned, sometimes people have to talk to people a lot during their day-to-day jobs and they don't want to show it. Some people don't want to look younger and they think braces will make them look younger, whatever the reason is. So if you're looking from just an appearance perspective, I can't tell you which one looks better because I believe beauty is in the eye of the beholder. However, if you're looking for something that's less noticeable, it would be clear aligner therapy. Now let's talk about comfort. A lot of people say, well, I know braces hurt. And some people will argue that clear aligners hurt more. Now, of course, there's some soreness associated with getting your braces adjusted. But when you have clear aligners, you're usually switching trays every week to 2 weeks. And this is much more often than you're coming in to get your braces adjusted. As a result, you may experience more pain with clear aligners or more soreness. Another big difference with comfort is that with clear aligners, it takes a while for you to adjust your speech. A lot of people start off with a lisp and have to get used to the aligners in order to talk properly, unlike they would have to do with braces. Nonetheless, most people adjust. It's not that big of a difference. However, these are things to consider when you're trying to decide between clear aligners and traditional braces. Next, let's talk about effectiveness. Now, long gone are the days where clear aligners are just for people who had braces before and have minor fixes. You can do a lot with clear aligners nowadays. And a lot of people don't know that. So when I ask people, what are you more interested in, traditional brackets or clear aligners? They say, well, I know I have too much work to be done for Invisalign. And I say, well, not necessarily. Invisalign is a fairly new technology. I believe it first came out in 1997 or 1999. And of course, during its beginning stages, it was known for being very simplistic and not being able to fix much. But now it has advanced a lot, and there are a lot of things you can do with clear aligner therapy. So when it comes to effectiveness, you really have to boil it down to how compliant will you be. When you wear clear aligners, you can take them in and out whenever you want to, but if you don't wear them, they won't work. Are you gonna be someone that takes them out to eat and waits hours to put them back in? Or are you going out every weekend and you're leaving them out when you step out at night with your friends because you know you wanna eat and drink, and you just say, well, I'll put them back in the morning. In order for clear aligner therapy to be effective, you're supposed to wear your aligners 20 to 22 hours a day, which means you should really only be taking them out briefly to eat your meals and putting them right back in when you're done. If you don't think you can keep up with this, clear aligner therapy probably isn't a good way to go. You have to be really honest with yourself when it comes to choosing between brackets and clear aligners, because clear aligners depends a lot on you. Now, treatment time is the last thing that we'll talk about. A lot of people tend to think that Invisalign or clear aligner therapy is faster than traditional brackets. And again, this boils down to compliance. Traditional brackets can move faster because you don't have to worry about taking them in and out. Clear aligners can move fast because you have very small things to do, and it's pretty much figured out from the moment you start treatment how you're gonna progress and how you're gonna finish. But when you finish your first set of trays in clear aligner therapy, you usually enter a refinement stage where you do your minor detailing and finishing. And sometimes this can take a long time. So I would say when it boils down to it, traditional brackets and clear aligner therapy, there isn't really much of a difference when it comes to treatment time. So personally, I've seen patients that love Invisalign and hate Invisalign. I've seen patients that love traditional brackets and hate traditional brackets. Me personally, I had braces twice, as a lot of you all know who have watched the channel before. And the second time, I very much could have went for clear aligner therapy, but I chose to do traditional brackets because I didn't trust myself to be compliant. The whole reason why I had to get braces, or part of the reason why I had to get braces, again, is because I didn't wear my retainer. So why would I think that I'd wear the clear aligners? I decided to just do traditional brackets so they could be in and I can forget about them. So when it boils down to it, I think whether braces or Invisalign, clear aligners, is better for you is a decision that is left up to you. But think about a few things when making the decision of what's better for you. Are you gonna be compliant? Are you gonna wear the trays as you're supposed to? Are you gonna be forgetful? Are you going to be doing a lot of things that require you to take them in and out? These are all things to consider when you're trying to decide between braces and clear aligner therapy. If you're considering treatment, always consult with a licensed orthodontist. I love to give you all tips here on the internet, but there are a lot of decisions that must be made after having the proper records and being seen in person. That's all I have for today's video. If you watched all the way through, definitely make sure you give it a thumbs up, like the video, and help me out with the algorithm. I truly appreciate it. And make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.
I told her she gotta run to the team before she can talk to the lit. Before she can talk to the yeah. Lamb chop, I just pulled up.